What if I told you that Titanic isn't just a love story, and it's definitely not just a disaster movie? It's a profound film about class, pride, human choices, and the terrifying feeling of time running out. So many of us have cried over Jack and Rose, but if you look closer, Titanic is warning us about something much deeper. Let's break it down. The movie brilliantly starts in modern times. A team of treasure hunters is searching the wreck of the Titanic for a legendary diamond, the heart of the ocean. Instead, they find a drawing of a young woman wearing it. That woman, now elderly and frail, is Rose DeWitt Bukater. She is brought aboard their ship and begins to tell her story. This framing is crucial. What we're watching isn't a historical documentary. It's a memory. It's how Rose remembers love, pain, and ultimate survival. When we meet young Rose, she's trapped. She's part of the wealthy elite, but she has no freedom. She's engaged to Cal Hockley, a powerful, arrogant, and controlling man. Her mother is pushing her into this marriage not for love, but to secure their financial status. Rose is emotionally drowning long before the ship ever hits the iceberg. This is why we first see her at the stern of the ship, ready to jump. And that's where Jack Dawson enters her life and our hearts. Jack is from the opposite end of the social spectrum. He's poor, an artist with no possessions, but he is vibrantly alive. He won his ticket to board the Titanic in a lucky hand of poker. He has no plans, no guaranteed future, just a spirit of absolute freedom. Jack sees Rose in her moment of desperation and saves her, not just from the cold water, but from the suffocating life she was living. From that moment on, everything changes for Rose. Jack teaches her how to truly live. He shows her how to laugh from the belly, how to spit like a boy, how to feel the wind on her face and just breathe. He encouraged her talent for art and sees the real person underneath the corset and jewels. This is why Rose falls so deeply in love with him. It's not just because he's handsome. It's because he sees her as a person, an equal, not as a piece of property to be owned and controlled. Their connection is a rebellion against the rigid world they inhabit. The movie is a masterclass in showing class division. You have the opulent, glittering world of the first-class passengers upstairs, and the lively, crowded world of the third-class passengers down below. It's the same ship, sailing on the same ocean, but these are two entirely different worlds. The rules are different, the opportunities are different. When Jack is invited to dinner in first class, the snobbery and condescension are palpable. The wealthy look down on him, judging his manners and his poverty. And this division becomes a matter of life and death when the disaster strikes. As the ship is sinking, the crew, under orders, locks the gates, trapping the third-class passengers below deck. This is one of the most painful and infuriating truths the movie portrays. When survival is on the line, power and privilege often dictate who gets a chance to live. But the film isn't just about class conflict. It's a powerful critique of human ego and pride. The Titanic was famously called unsinkable. This arrogance, this belief in their own invincibility is what ultimately doomed the ship and many of its passengers. The captain, pressured to make headlines, maintained a dangerously high speed. Multiple iceberg warnings were ignored or downplayed. And then it happens. The impact with the iceberg isn't a massive, loud explosion. It's a quiet, grinding shudder. It's chillingly realistic. Most real-life disasters don't arrive with dramatic music and flashing lights. They often begin quietly, insidiously, while everyone is still confident and oblivious. Once the reality of the situation sets in and the magnificent ship begins its slow, agonizing descent, all the social masks fall away. We see the true nature of people. Some men become cowards, pushing women and children aside to save themselves. Cal, consumed by jealousy and desperation, becomes even more cruel and violent, even using a lost child to get onto a lifeboat. But we also see incredible heroism. We see the ship's band continue to play to calm the passengers. We see men who accept their fate with dignity, helping others to safety. We see sacrifice and grace in the face of unimaginable terror. Jack, who has nothing, becomes a leader, thinking clearly and trying to save the woman he loves. And then Rose makes her most defining choice. She has a seat on a lifeboat. She is safe. But she looks at Cal. She looks at the life of empty privilege waiting for her. And she looks back at Jack, who is being left to die on the sinking ship. In that moment, she realizes that a life without love, without him, isn't a life worth living. She jumps back onto the Titanic. This is the emotional core of the film. Rose chooses a few more moments of love in the face of certain death over a lifetime of safe, comfortable emptiness. They survive the ship going down, but now face a new enemy, the freezing Atlantic water. They find a floating piece of wreckage, a wooden door panel. Now for years, people have debated this. There was room for both of them. Yes, visually, there might have been space. But the movie isn't about physical space. It's about buoyancy, weight, and balance. More importantly, it's about the brutal reality of the situation. In that moment, Jack knows that if they both try to stay on it, it will sink or flip, and they will both perish. He makes the ultimate sacrifice. He chooses her. Jack dies not because he's weak, or because there wasn't enough room, but because love, in its purest form, is selfless. His final act is to make Rose promise him something. You must promise me that you'll survive, that you won't give up no matter what happens. Promise me now, Rose, and never let go of that promise. And she keeps it. Rose lives. But she doesn't just survive. She truly lives the life Jack dreamed for her. She breaks free from her past. We see in the photos at the end that she learned to fly a plane. She traveled the world. She had a family. She lived a long, full, adventurous life. She became the bold, independent woman that was always inside her, the woman Jack saw from the very beginning. At the very end of the movie, old Rose walks to the stern of the research vessel and drops the heart of the ocean into the sea. She's had it all this time. Why let it go now? Because she understands that some things are beyond monetary value. That diamond was a symbol of her gilded cage, but her love for Jack was real and priceless. That memory belongs to her and the ocean, not to treasure hunters or museums. Titanic teaches us so many things. It shows that love can blossom in the most unexpected places. It proves that wealth and status can't save you from your fate. It warns us that pride can lead to ruin. And it reminds us that true freedom is more valuable than any material comfort. Jack saved Rose's soul long before the ship started sinking. The iceberg just made it official. If this movie ever made you cry, don't feel silly. It means you're human. You understand love, loss, and the power of a promise. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe for more movie breakdowns and hidden meanings. Like this video, share it with a friend, and let me in the comments. Do you think Jack could have survived on that door? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.